What's up, everybody? It's Coach AD. Coach AD is back with a new story for y'all guys. And this is only 5 days old right here. And this is from a user called Hamita or something like that. Maybe I'm just saying that completely wrong. But now this story is a little long. This is the longest one we've ever done. But hang in there and just listen to the words because I do think that this is a story that is worth listening to. Some things just can't be explained in just a paragraph. So get ready for this. I got my coffee right here. Let me take a sip. Hold on. Mm, got my coffee and let's get started. It says, a 39-year-old man, refused to force my daughter, a 18-year-old female, see, it's already starting crazy, to give her education fund to my wife's, who's 42, son, and kicked her out for crossing the line over it. So now let me make this a little clearer for those who may not understand. So this guy refused to give his daughter's education fund to his wife's son. So that's instantly letting you know, like, this daughter is more than likely, a child before they got together, just like her son. So that's his issue. And let's get into it. He said, a bit of background. I am 39, a father to my daughter, who again is 18. Let's call her Emma. So remember, his daughter's name is Emma. My first wife and I were middle school sweethearts. Emma was a happy accident, and we were thrilled to be parents to her. But my wife died while giving birth to her. I had just graduated and started a job, and I failed to juggle a kid and a career. So I remarried in a year and a half to my second wife. Let's call her Sam. It says she was also struggling raising her son, and he's going to call him Tom. Due to financial difficulties, it was a marriage of convenience, and we were very open about that. She would be stay at home raising both kids while I will financially provide for them. There were ups and downs along the road, but we made it work. Sam always gave her son preferential treatment as an emotionally, which I never took issue with. After all, she was my daughter, not hers. But I always provided equally for both of them because I always felt obligated to be fair with both of them. There were not any major issues growing up. Both kids maintained a healthy relationship with each other while maintaining a bit of distance. Both cared for each other, and we never asked for more. So right out the gate, he's letting you know that the first wife died, he remarried, and now the woman he's remarried to has a son, and now he's explaining his daughter's and her son's relationship. And so far, I guess so good, right? I mean, it's some things I'm already seeing in the first paragraph, but let's continue. It says, my first wife and I both had an insurance policy. I was paid out when she died. For some reason, we once randomly talked about what we would do with money if one of us passed away. We both decided it would go to our kids, and if we didn't have a kid, then the surviving spouse should travel the world. I have kept that money in a trust that has grown over the age of 17 years and has been yielding significant profits, and now it's quite a bit of money. I have never borrowed even a penny from it because it belongs to my daughter and I'm just a guardian. Let me make sure my sound is working. Okay, I just want to make sure because I want this to go on. I want this to be good. Okay, so now we see that trust fund is nothing small, as you can see, and he's held it for his daughter the whole time, which in reality is kind of what he should do with it. If that's what the agreement and his, past wife made, then hey, he's doing what he should be doing. Let's continue. This year, both kids applied to colleges, and Emma got into Ivy League with full scholarship. Our plan was if Emma did not get scholarship, I will pay her tuition with the trust. Tom also applied to Ivy League and got admission, but without scholarship. He and I both discussed our options, and I told her that while I can help him with living expenses while he pursues his studies, but I can't afford the tuition without getting a massive hit. He was understanding and said that he will take a loan for it. It was settled then, or at least I thought it was. So, okay, so right here, the daughter, he had the money for the daughter, but she ended up getting the scholarship. So the money is still there. Son, he didn't get the scholarship, but I guess did he just say he can help him pay half or something like that, right? Or maybe it's getting to that part. Cause he said, man, that will hurt, and that money really is hers. But let's continue. He said, but he talked to him about it. He said his understanding. So let's see what happens. He said one night Sam asked me if I can pay her son's tuition with the payout. Remember, Sam is the new wife. She knows the width of that policy. I was startled for a second, but I said I will think about it. I delayed it because I wanted to ask Emma whether she wanted to help Tom out, because I have always let her make decisions on her own, as I feel it's the important part of parenting. I wanted to ask her alone without Sam present because Sam can be a bit pushy and wanted Emma to make a decision and he wanted her to make a decision on her own without any pressure, because she is the sweetest kid who will rather be hurt than hurt anyone else. I explained the whole thing to my daughter and asked what she wants to do. She asked me what I think she should do, and I told her that I have no opinion, but no matter what decision she makes, it will not change anything between us. She will always be my world. She told me that she wanted to travel the world with me, as her mom wanted, with half of the money and invest the rest so she can have extra cash flow. She asked me for the weekend She says she asked me for the weekend to think about it, which I was happy to give her. On the weekend, she texted me to come in her room. She asked me to explain the profit yields, the amount, and everything related to the amount, which I did. After contemplating, she decided that she can pay for half of Tom's tuition while touring the world and maintaining a healthy cash flow. I stressed on her that if she does not want to do it, she does not have to. Tom is not her responsibility, but she said she wanted to help her brother out. So there you go. Cause remember the promise from the beginning for the life thing was, either the person, if there was no semblance, they tore the world, or they used the money for school. So what she's doing with it is kind of like a bit of both. It was mainly supposed to be used for a school, but she got the scholarship, and so now she got this extra money. So out the kindness of her heart, she's willing to pay for half of Tom's tuition. I mean, not the whole thing, but still willing to pay half, which is pretty cool if you ask me, especially if it's an expensive college. Y'all know some of these colleges can get extremely expensive. I had to take a couple sips of my coffee. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. It's getting juicy now. During a family meeting, she told that to Tom in front of Sam and me. Tom teared up and hugged her and was very grateful. I know that Sam was a bit off, but I ignored it. We all went out for dinner. In bed, Sam asked me who decided about Tom's tuition. I told her about the whole situation. Sam was shocked for whatever reason. She said that I didn't have to ask Emma and could have made the decision on my own, as it was not Emma's money. I told her in plain words that she does not get a say in that, since it was decided between me and Emma's mother what we will do for the money. Then she said, why didn't I involve her during the discussion with Emma? And by this time, I was at the edge, and I told her because it was none of your damn business. She said that she will talk to Emma, and Emma can pay for her brother's full tuition, and traveling the world is not necessary. I calmly yet firmly told her that she would not say a word to Emma about this, and this matter is closed. Wow. So she found out about what happened and got mad that you didn't pay for the whole thing, and now she thinks that she should give up on what she wanted to do with the money, and now just give it to him because he couldn't get no scholarship. Like, damn, and then here it go. Why couldn't he get no scholarship? Like, obviously he didn't get the scholarship because probably he wasn't doing as good. I mean, I'm not sure, but that's how you get scholarships. The better you do in your school and your work is how you get them. you know so it makes me just wonder, what was he really doing? Was he just How far was he really trying to go and achieve while he was in college? That's what I'm thinking, because dang. But it says, after a week, I was out with my colleagues when I received a text from Tom that I should come home immediately. I rushed home. I was home in 10 minutes. Sam was shouting at Emma how she should pay for Tom's tuition, and Emma was crying. So they in there arguing, basically. Tom was trying to calm his mother down and to get her to shut up, but to no avail. I told my wife to shut up and go to the bedroom as politely as I could, because I did not want to insult her in front of Tom, because after all, she was his mother. I picked Emma up and was taking her to her bedroom when I heard Sam yell, "You were always a monster. You killed your mother while coming into this world." Like, man, now that really sounds messed up and sad right there. The fact that, man, I'm just sitting here thinking about that, like, wow, she would really go that far and say that. Wow. And this was the end point. I told Sam that I'm going out and I will come back in 2 days, and she better be gone when I come back. I took Emma with me and asked Tom if he wanted to come with us. Tom was reluctant, but eventually came with us. I drove them to a nearby hill town and got us checked in. Emma was crying all the way, and I let her after, what it say? And I let her after a few initial tries to calm her down. By next morning, we met on breakfast. Emma's eyes were swollen with crying, and Tom basically got to his knees and apologized for his mother's behavior. Emma told him that it was not his fault. We three had heart-to-heart discussion once Emma and I had talked in privacy, where Emma was reassured that she wasn't responsible for anything. Emma will still be paying half of the tuition, though. So even after all of that, she still wants to pay for half. But that's sad, though, what his mom did and said. That's pretty sad to me. I also talked to Tom and told him that I would be divorcing his mother, and there is no turning back from that. But that doesn't have to change my relationship with him unless he thinks otherwise. He asked me to consider my decision, and I asked him if what I was doing was unfair. He said no, and he understood. It says, by the time we got home, my parents were already there and Sam was gone. My parents asked about what happened, and apparently Sam had fed them half story and told them the whole tale. They were furious but tried to lower the temperature and asked if there is any way to make amends. I told them that my decision is final. I have served Sam with papers with a fair amount of alimony, along with a 1 bedroom apartment since she made our home while I worked despite a prenup, which eliminated in prospects of alimony money or division of assets. In the meantime, I know, right? Like, dang, finna get them a 1 bedroom apartment. In the meantime, our relatives and friends have been asking me to reconsider it while they do not condone what happened. They want me to make space for her. Sam also reached out to Emma and apologized for her behavior. Emma asked me to reconsider my decision as she has forgiven Sam and feels like there won't be any friction since she has already left for college. I am not willing to roll back because whatever affection I have for Sam is gone. I don't think it will ever be the same if we got back together, and there is no changing this lack of feelings for her. So I am asking objective and impartial readers for any advice on what to do. Man, this is a doozy. This is a doozy right here. This is the longest one I ever seen. But I mean, honestly, if you want my advice, I would say you already got your own advice. Like, I mean, some things, that's the thing about this. Like, everything is not going to always be a success. Like, some of this stuff just cannot be fixed. or some of this stuff just cannot, you can't force things. That's something that's very important about relationships too. You can't force. Like, yeah, you can say things and you try to get things away, but when it comes to just straight up forcing and just saying, hey, this and then it just won't work out, it's like things kind of need to really work out on a good level. It's a reason why this stuff is going on. It's a reason why you feel the way you feel about her. And to be honest, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I would be very upset too at a woman who I was with and she just said that to my daughter. Like, this ain't even your daughter. And then you would just go out the way to talk about her and her mom's death like that over some money that's not even yours. So yes, I can totally understand how you feel, cause that money ain't even hers, and it's clearly was her money because that was the money that was left over from her mom's passing. So clear as day, what was the money was supposed to go for was already established really before this new woman even came around. But since it was the daughter's money, he wanted to ask her just in case, just wanted to see if she felt like it was right or if she wanted to do this, and she said she would pay half. So boom. And I mean, I felt like the Sam woman should have been happy with that. And it's like, here it go. Like, where's your money at? Like, I understand this person said that they were like working together and stuff like that, but I just don't understand. Like, we are in new age times. Like, people should be getting their own money too. Like, it's just weird to me because look how she's acting. She can't afford her own son stuff. You was clearly the one working, and she was clearly the one in the house, so-called, raising the kids. I mean, I guess, these kids are kind of older. I could see if they were real, real young, but once them kids get kind of old, because you saying she was 18, he 20, like, she can go out and work and do something and try to add to the home, or do something. It's like her not doing nothing, I think, is causing a lot of her selfishness, because she's not doing anything to get any money. And then she's seeing you work and get money. And then she knows that you got this large amount of money, from the fund. It's still wrong. It's wrong regardless, because she should have enough sense and enough respect for you and your daughter and enough understanding to know what was that money for and what was it was about. And it's like, what about you as a mom? Like, him being able to take care of his daughter and go to college, that was a sign of his responsibility. He could have messed that money up. You see, he ain't even touched the money. He could have messed it up. He could have took it, spent it, anything. He didn't do that. So I look at her as a mother, this Sam woman, and I look at her and I'm like, well, what were you doing as a mother for your son, for fun, college fun, just in case if he didn't get his tuition? Like, or a scholarship, you know, like, at least have a backup plan. From what it seems like with this woman, it seems like she didn't have any backup plan at all. Maybe that's why she didn't really try, or maybe try to make sure her son was doing good. She probably wasn't even really making sure he was doing good, and probably maybe knew about the money in some type of way. And then once she figured out, like, okay, yeah, he got this money, well, that's gonna be my money then. And I know that's kind of sad, and I can understand that. And then another, like I said, messed up part is the fact that she would go that far and talk about, her mother like that, who's already passed. And that's kind of wrong, because you wouldn't even be here. How you gonna down talk her for so-called causing her mom's death, but you wouldn't even be here if that wouldn't have happened? Like, it's such a contradiction in itself, and it's so wrong in the first place. You shouldn't even be talking about nobody like this girl ain't said nothing wrong, right? From what I've seen and heard about the Emma girl, she seemed like a pretty sweet girl. I mean, she's in school, she's in college, she's finna help pay a brother who's not even her real brother. She's finna help him pay half. And I could have sworn they said it was an expensive college. It said Harvard or something like that. I think it said Yale or something like that. Something isn't cheap. That college sounded expensive. I can't. I think he said it early in the beginning. And for the Tom dude, the Tom dude seems like a pretty respectful guy too. He's young, and that's his mom. He got to put up with her and what she do, But based off what I'm hearing, he doesn't seem like that bad of a child. He didn't get his scholarship though, but the way he went about it was good. He didn't go about the situation in the terrible. He didn't get it. He accepted it and he had thanked y'all, and maybe he can work better. Like, at least he went about it in a good way, and at least he understood, where y'all were coming from. So, to make a long story short, oh man, oh man, this is so messed up. Honestly, I just don't even say. Honestly, I don't even think this one is worth coming back to, because of what this man is saying. Like, you're already saying that you don't feel a certain way, and you will never get those feelings back for her. And when you feel that type of way about people, getting feelings back for them is extremely difficult, especially when it's this bad. Like, that's pretty bad. It's even if she apologized and stuff, and then yeah, she brung up, oh well, it ain't gonna be a clash because she in college. But I don't know, man. I just don't think you could trust someone who would be that bold over some money that ain't hers, and who would say some stuff like that and get that mad over her son, but not be willing to put no type of effort into her son. She put way more effort into cussing you out and cussing your daughter out and trying to control y'all than actually putting that effort in her son and making sure he can get into college. That's the part that kind of gets me right there. And man, I mean, if you really, and then I could tell that people want y'all to stay together. You see your parents, so maybe that's why you're questioning it, because other people don't want to see it happen. But it's all about how you feel, man, and how people treat you. And if this person, I mean, if y'all never really had no problems, and maybe this was the first big one, maybe you could give her another shot. If this was like the first time, this really big thing, like, but if she always done little questionable stuff and seemed weird, like even the build up to the big fight, you said you even said it yourself. You said, man, she seemed kind of off when I said what happened. Like, see, she was already plotting soon as you said it, and that's not good either. Like, and just be so demanding like that. So honestly, I would let this go. I would let this one go, man. But if you want to try it one more time, just give it, just again, I guess just be around them for a little bit and see if they really change. But I don't know, man. This is the one I wouldn't really go for, and I think this deep down inside, because even yourself is saying it. And I'm just basically giving you a boost for what you already said, because I feel like you said it yourself. Like, you're not gonna feel the way you feel about that person. And that brings problems when you come around someone and you just don't feel happy for them no more and feel something for them no more. It's just gonna bring more problems, more than likely. And I'll be like, and see if she had any differences. Did she get a job? Is she gonna get some money or something? Because apparently money is a big thing to her. If she would really do that. I don't know. Just seems skeptical though. This woman does seems untrustable. And, it's like, what's the real reasons of you want them to go to college so bad? You know what? So he can come up and you can get his money. I don't know, man. Because just the fact that she would go that far and say that much about her mama like that over something that is not hers. That's some extreme untrustable stuff. That's extremely untrustable. And honestly, I wouldn't even go back. I wouldn't. I would just let her just do whatever she do. Just do you. Cause man, that's just too wrong. And especially knowing that you ain't never did nothing like that to her or said nothing like that to her, but she could just blatantly say that to you and your daughter, man. And then you see how the son does not agree with his mother. Even he doesn't agree with his mother's behavior. So yeah, I think this is a done data. But all right, though, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I know this was a long one. I know this one got a little lengthy, but hey, it's something to listen to. You might learn something, and it gives you another point and a perspective in other people's lives. It's a lot of people in this world. We all go through something, but sometimes somebody might just be going through a little bit more. So you got to pay attention and just try your best in this world. And everything ain't perfect, but that don't mean you can't always work towards the things that you really want and need. So I hope y'all hit that like button, comment, let me know what y'all think about this story. I'll be back with more. You already know I've been trying to stay consistent with these. The next one probably won't be as long, but I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.